Have you ever wondered why foot fungus is so hard to get rid of, no matter how many gels, creams, or pills you've tried? A groundbreaking study done by the American Institute of Medicine finally has the answer. Once the fungus enters your body, it starts mutating up to 300 times in just 10 hours, becoming almost instantly resistant even to the most powerful and expensive antifungals available on the market. And the more it's left untreated, the harder it is to get rid of, even if you try the most aggressive solutions that risk destroying your liver, making modern medicine essentially useless against the maddening itchiness that will keep you awake at night, the unbearable stench of your feet, and the shame of taking off your shoes. And by the time something new reaches the market, it will only treat an outdated version of the fungus while messing up your body. But there's also good news, as now all the attention is on a recently discovered Indian antifungal potion which has been used for over 5,000 years. And that is so powerful, effective, and successful that it can literally vacuum out the fungus from your body almost instantly, making conventional fungus treatments completely useless. While most of the Western world has absolutely no clue such a powerful antifungal natural treatment even exists, this has been perfected, improved, and refined for hundreds of generations in the most remote parts of India, where people can walk for hours barefoot through dirt, mud, or even disgusting sewage spills. And yet, their feet are still perfectly healthy and 100% fungus-free. This remedy provides definite proof of how easy it is to clear your feet and nails of fungus while ridding you of dandruff and turning the clock back on your skin. And you can do it too, starting today. It's cheap and simple and only takes a few seconds of your time. That's right. In just a few seconds a day, you can free yourself from the shame and embarrassment that comes with the fungus breakout. No more yellow nails, no more flaky skin, no more rancid smell. This all-natural antifungal remedy has already provided freedom and relief to a growing number of more than 45,600 people worldwide. The strength of this sacred ritual is currently being confirmed by a growing number of studies from top international institutions, such as the CDC, Oxford University, or the American Medical Institute. It's a short evening ritual that you have to do before showering, and you can start doing it today for just a couple of pennies. How do I know all this? Well, after decades of hiding my feet, I finally managed to erase literal decades of fungus buildup from my body in just a few short weeks. That's right. After years of hiding my feet from other people and having to carry odor remover with me everywhere I went, I won back my health, my confidence, and my dignity, going from this to this. All this while shielding my organism from future fungus infections, while my nails became stronger and shinier than ever, as I escaped the embarrassment of the bad smell and itchiness forever. So please, all I ask for is 5 minutes of your time, 5 minutes during which I'll tell you all about how you can't actually get fungus from the gym shower or the pool, and why all the creams and lotions and pills are not only a waste of money, but in fact they're actually ruining your skin's protection layer forever. I'll even tell you why you should never, ever use ACV or tea tree oil on your feet and nails, even though you've been led to believe that they'd help. And I'll give you a quick 3-second test to see if you're suffering from internal fungus buildup. Last but not least, you will find a completely natural method that's so simple that doctors simply refuse to accept it because they'd be jobless in the blink of an eye. And once you use it, you'll have the power to completely clear your skin and body of fungus while rebuilding your ruined nails better and stronger. You will also say goodbye forever to the nasty smell, pus-filled blisters, and yellow cracking nails that had you terrified to ever show your feet, while turning back the clock on your skin and hair almost overnight. No matter if you're 19 or 99, no matter how long you've been struggling to get rid of fungus or how many times you thought it was gone, only for it to come back with a vengeance. And no matter what your diet is, what shoes you wear, or if you have type 2 diabetes or not, just imagine enjoying flawless nails, skin, and hair with no effort whatsoever. Imagine not feeling anxious and nervous every time you leave the house, fearing to take off your shoes when you return because the smell and itching will get worse, or not dreading that you'll disgust your partner. If you still think this is not for you, let me ask you this. How will you feel when you'll finally be joining your kids and loved ones at the pool without fearing you'll give them the fungus? How will you feel when you'll finally be able to have seaside holidays again or visit anyone you want without dreading the moment you'd have to take off your shoes? Make no mistake, by the end of this presentation, you'll reclaim your confidence and your freedom. Just like 45,600 other people did. Just look at what they had to say.
My entire left foot was covered in fungus for almost 5 years before I finally got rid of it thanks to your presentation. For the first time in what felt like forever, I was actually able to see the pink of my nails. And that's without the help of my doctors, who even told me that if Lamisil didn't work, nothing would.
I couldn't even sleep at night. That's how bad the itching was. I felt like I had red ants constantly crawling on me and biting me. It was horrible. I'm so glad that I tried your method and it worked out wonderfully for me. I'm finally back to buying shoes in store instead of online. And I can finally get mani-pedis again. So thank you so much. I'm so happy with your method.
Or check out these pictures from Harry Wells, 55, from Austin, Texas. When he first wrote to me, he had one of the worst fungus infections I'd ever seen. His feet were itching, the stench was unbearable, and I mean, just look at his feet. Well, here's what he sent back after just a couple of weeks of using my simple fungus flushing method. And now, look at the latest pictures he sent. Harry's journey of regaining his healthy feet back is truly astounding, isn't it? But his case isn't a miracle, as I receive hundreds of similar messages every day from people just like you, people who have already used the ritual I'm about to share. Now, before I give you all the details in the next 5 minutes, I want you to know who I am and why I'm doing this. My name is Michael Davis. I'm 45, and I live and work in Chicago as a receptionist for a private dermatology clinic. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dermatologist. I'm not a guest lecturer at Stanford. But you know what I am? I'm a real man, just like you, not a star or a celebrity. And because of that, I know exactly what you're going through, because I've been there. I ignored the fungus and it almost cost me my job and my life. You see, I'd been living with foot fungus ever since I was a teen. I had slightly yellow nails and my feet were itching, sure, but I chalked it up to being normal. After all, whose nails would look good after being in shoes and socks all day? I didn't go to any doctors either. I mean, it was fungus. How bad could it possibly get? And I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but I've always had an irrational fear of doctors. But the thing with fungus is, if you leave it there, it will grow and grow until it eats you alive. Literally. How do I know that? Because that's precisely what happened to me. Over the years, I managed to develop all sorts of weird ways to deal with it. I told everyone I hated the beach, even though I loved it since I was a kid, just so I wouldn't have to take my shoes off in front of everyone. I always watched from the sidelines how my friends were having fun because I was too scared to relax and let loose around them. I wore thick socks even in the hottest of summers, and I had to go to the office bathroom every 15 minutes to spritz my shoes and feet with odor remover. And the itching, oh my God, the itching. It was there 24/7, burning and tearing at my skin. I'm not exaggerating when I say that it felt like I was constantly walking on sandpaper. So why didn't you do anything to treat it? Some people would ask. Well, that's the thing. I tried everything I could get my hands on, and nothing worked. I couldn't really ask anyone at the clinic for help because I was too ashamed of it. I didn't want my colleagues to know me as Mushy Michael, or whatever nicknames they usually gave our patients. So I started with the most popular home remedies and treatments: ACV, tea tree oil, coconut oil, Vicks, you name it. While they did calm down the itching a bit, as soon as they'd evaporate, the itching came back with a vengeance. I then moved on to stuff like medicated nail polishes, creams and gels, Penlac, terbinafine, cyclopurox. I'm sure these ring a bell, but all they did was turn the itching sensation into a burning one, while further drying my skin. But you know what the biggest problem with these creams is? They take months and sometimes years to work. And I don't know about you, but after a while, you just don't have that kind of patience anymore. I mean, if they were supposed to work, you should be able to see instant results, right? Finally, I tried over-the-counter medications. Big mistake. I mean, For a while, it did seem like Lamisil was doing its job, but it didn't take long for the side effects to kick in. I was getting sudden hot flashes throughout the day. I couldn't even eat because they made me so nauseous, and I started having sharp, stinging pains on the side where the liver was. And that's not to mention the monthly cost of these things. A single Lamisil foil cost me over $300, and it would only last for 2 weeks. I simply didn't have that kind of money. So in the end, all of the medications and creams just resulted in expensive pee. And because bad things always come in threes, my health was getting worse and worse every passing week. I was quite proud of my stomach of steel before then. I could eat anything I wanted, and I wouldn't have an issue. But then even the smallest bite of an apple would cause me indigestion. I was constantly bloated and in pain, and my stomach felt like it was a balloon about to pop. I even lost 8 pounds in 1 week at some point. As you can guess, my colleagues started to get worried, thinking that I had some kind of terminal illness because I looked like a zombie and I never responded to their party invitations anymore. But I'd always do my best to hide everything. They didn't need to know what was going on behind closed doors. At that point, I was desperate to get rid of it. It was messing up my life and I couldn't keep on living like this. So I decided to get over my fear of doctors and looked through the clinic's records, and I found a dermatologist that used to work there. He was considered to be one of the best in the country, with raving reviews from past clients and decades of experience behind him. His office was a 3-hour drive across the state, but I figured it was worth it. So I took the next day off work and drove to his office. And I walked in there 100% confident that he'd know how to stop all of this. Well, I was about to receive a grim reminder that fungus isn't something that gives up so easily. "There's no pill that can fix this, Mr. Davis. Best I can do is file off your nails and add a double dose of antifungal acid on your toes." I almost refused it, as it sounded like the most painful thing ever. But what else could I do? Go back home and let this infection further ruin my life? After all, this guy was the best at what he did, so I trusted him. I just stood there and grit my teeth as his file dug mercilessly in my infected nails. With each movement, he got closer and closer to the soft, fleshy nail bed, and the pain was so intense, I wanted to throw up. But I bit down on my hand and powered through it like a man. And it worked until he started pouring the acidic solution on my raw nail beds. As soon as the first drop touched my skin, I felt like my entire leg was on fire. The pain was so bad, I had tears in my eyes. And that was just one nail. After a whole torturous hour, he was done. My toes looked like raw, throbbing pieces of meat. But I trusted the process, as they say. I paid him the $350 he asked for and went on my way, confident that all of this pain would have been worth it. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. The itching was now accompanied by a stabbing pain whenever I'd move my feet. I had to walk around the house like a cripple, avoiding every corner or piece of furniture. I seriously considered locking myself up inside my home until my nails would grow back at least. But I couldn't, because a few weeks later, I received a wedding invitation from Ayush Mahanti, one of the lead chemists at the clinic. The invitation mentioned something about the guests experiencing a traditional Indian wedding with a twist, so everyone was encouraged to not wear shoes. I wanted to refuse so badly, but Ayush was one of my closest friends. And what would everyone at the clinic say when I'd be the only guy not showing up? So I swallowed my pride and went to get some fake toenails installed. Sure, they made me feel like a woman, but desperate times required desperate measures. Little did I know it would be this exact moment that would change my life. I felt uncomfortable from the second I walked into the wedding tent, and I was sure it was just a matter of minutes until somebody would point me out as the funny-smelling guy. But no one really came close to me, except for Ayush's father, who kept insisting we talk about something outside. I didn't want to be rude, so I just told him I'd do it later. I was about to regret my decision immediately. My boss insisted I join the rest of the men in getting their feet painted, and I couldn't say no to my boss. I was feeling so uncomfortable as the beautiful Indian woman in front of me started prepping my already itchy feet. Her hands were all over them, and I could see her face starting to twist in disgust as minutes passed. And suddenly, "Oh my God, your nail fell off!" She held the nail for a second before throwing it away in disgust, and one look at my rotten fungus-infected nail bed made her vomit on the spot. She had screamed so loudly that everyone gathered around us trying to help her. And at that moment, I wished the ground would swallow me up. Everyone was staring at me in repulsion, whispering, and judging. I couldn't think of a single thing to say or to do to save face, so I just ran out of there as fast as I could. I was in such a rush that I almost hit someone on my way there. It was Ayush's father, who witnessed the whole scene. He asked me to sit down for a bit so he could help me. With that, he took out a small bottle and poured a strange-looking, thick liquid over my feet. As soon as it touched my skin, I could feel a massive wave of relief. I couldn't even feel the itching anymore, and the smell was gone, almost instantly. I couldn't believe it. After all these years, my feet finally felt normal again. "What's this?" I asked. It was nothing like I'd experienced before, so I knew for sure it couldn't have been ACV. We then went outside in the garden, and the old man told me his story. And what I found out next left me in complete shock. Before moving to America, he used to live in a small village where the streets were made of dirt, and people would walk around barefoot all day, stepping in mud filled with bacteria and sewage water. They were too poor to even buy good shoes, let alone have access to modern medicine. So they used an herbal mixture to bathe and heal their feet once a week, since the plants were not easy to come by. It worked so well, in fact, that he took it with him when he moved to America and carried some of it everywhere he went. "Do you mind telling me what's in this mixture?" I asked. "Not at all. You're a friend of my son, after all. I'll even give you a list with all the plants, but I can't help you get them," he replied. And with that, he wrote some plant names on a small piece of paper along with various quantities. He even gave me a small pouch with herbs and left some notes on the effects they'd have once combined. I took the paper, thanked him, and went to apologize to Ayush before going home. Luckily, he understood and told me to come to him if I ever needed any help. As soon as I got home, I started using the herbal soak according to instructions, all while doing some research on my own. Because, as much as I loved this herbal soak, it was very tedious and time-consuming. I had to do it 3 times a day, and I wasn't about to turn the office bathroom into a spa. So I did some digging and came across a buried study that took me down the rabbit hole. It began by saying how there are 2 types of fungus in your body, good and bad. Together they form a mycobiome that has only one important job: to take care of your nails, skin, and hair. This mycobiome is kept in balance by the good fungus that works 24/7 to keep the bad one in check. And while the good guys do their job, the bad guys are fighting back by mutating up to 300 times in just 10 hours to resist both the good fungus and any other medicine you might be using. Think about the bad fungus as a foreign colonizer that's come to take over new territories from your body. It will never be happy with what it has, so it will always want more, spreading to other organs. So why isn't the good fungus fighting back? Because all those remedies you've been using did nothing but weaken it, up to the point where the microbiome became off balance and you developed an antifungal resistance instead. You see, everybody thinks that the fungus starts on your feet, but as recent research coming from the Institute of Medicine has revealed, the first place that bad fungus will appear and affect is actually the stomach. And the stomach lining is your body's best stronghold and checkpoint. It filters the good nutrients you get from your food while eliminating the bad ones. Because of that, the very first signs of a fungus infection are digestive problems. Now, let me give you a quick test to see just how much of your body the fungus has already claimed. Have you felt bloated at least one time in the past month? If the answer is yes, then the bad fungus has already started its conquest on your stomach and is killing off the good fungus as you watch this. But the damage doesn't stop there. After colonizing the gut flora, the bad fungus will move on to the second natural defense wall of your body, the skin. That's when you start noticing yellow nails, the cracked skin, the bad smell, and the pus-filled blisters. But by that time, you're only treating the effects of an already spreading infection with stronger and stronger medications and creams that don't even work anymore. Now, I don't blame you for not knowing this. I wasn't aware of it either. And there's a reason you're not supposed to know this. Modern medicine simply can't keep up with how fast the bad fungus mutates. Just think about it. It takes 10 to 15 years for a new medicine to complete all 3 stages of clinical trials. Then it needs another 4 to 5 years to get licensed and approved. And by the time something gets approved, it will only treat an outdated version of fungus while wreaking havoc through your body. So how do we actually get rid of fungal infections? As I scrolled through the study after study, the solution became more and more clear to me. What do you do when a foreign conqueror is invading your territories? You build and enforce your defenses, of course. That was it. That was the ultimate antifungal solution. Fight off the fungus from the inside out. I took another look at the ingredients list I got from Ayush's father and found out that all of them tripled their power when ingested. So I gave Ayush a call and asked if he could take a closer look at some of the leftover plants I had. Thankfully, he agreed, and in a couple of hours, we were in his lab looking at the plant samples under the microscope. Amazing! This is amazing, I heard him whispering as he analyzed the sample of one of the herbs. Michael, come here and watch this. It's literally pushing the spores out of the way. Could this be made stronger somehow, I asked. He nodded and made another list of extra ingredients to add, ingredients that would boost the properties of the original recipe. After a sleepless night, we finally had it. The final formula that was going to change my life. And it worked in just 6 easy steps. Step 1, rebuild your Great Wall of Defense and have the bad fungus pay for it. You first have to rebuild your body's first line of defense, the gut lining. And because years of pills and bad fungus have torn it down, you need to tend to it. This starts with vitamin C that will immediately block fungi spores from being absorbed in the gut, while the vitamin B1 will start rebuilding the microbiome twice as fast, thanks to the vitamin E. And if you're thinking you can just get these vitamins from fruits and veggies, let me ask you a question. Would you be willing to eat 5 lemons a day for only 41% of the vitamin C needed to strengthen your gut? Well, I didn't feel like munching down on lemons every day, so Ayush made sure to add the exact amounts needed for each of these vitamins to work at their maximum capacity. Next comes the peony root. The Indians keep these flowers around because they contain a substance called peonol, which reduces inflammation in the gut. When your gut is not in pain anymore, it can focus on rebuilding itself. Spirulina then jumps in, straight from the Indian Ocean. There are currently more than 1,000 publications on spirulina, which include 31 extensive clinical trials that show how its microalgae will offer your microbiome the support it needs to heal itself and be in top shape to fight off any foreign invaders. Last but not least, you have plant sterols that will stop any toxic spores from entering your system, while the alfalfa extracts will balance your stomach's acidity. This gives you a clockwork digestion that will continuously filter out the bad fungus that might enter your system. Step 2, weaken the fungus's forces. For that, you have vitamin D3 attacking the fungus's breeding mechanisms. Then, vitamin B6 comes in to stop it from further mutating, while the pure biotin will exhaust the fungus as it can't be processed by it. When combined in just the right dosages, these 3 substances will essentially cancel the fungal resistance you've developed due to all the pills and creams. Your body will soon be ready to fight off fungus infections by itself. But first, the mix of iron and L-tyrosine HCl will inhibit the spore production in fungi. This means that you won't ever have to worry about the nail fungus spreading to your nails or toes. Step 3, kill the bad fungus. Now that it's weakened enough, it's time to deliver the final blow to the fungus invader. The first player here is Bambusa tulda, a rare type of bamboo found only in the forests of Manipur. A study published in the Journal of Plant Pathology and Microbiology showed that this specific type of bamboo contains a bacteria that's toxic to fungus. It was proven efficient in 77% of cases with mild to severe toenail fungus. Next, the 127 milligrams of zinc and magnesium will activate the strong enzymes that reside in your gut. These little scavengers will devour the bad fungus while protecting the good guys in the microbiome. Then the manganese jumps in. Sure, you can find manganese supplements all over the shop. But the truth is, there's only one type of manganese that will efficiently kill the bad fungus in your body. And that's the one found in the black oysters from the Dahanu Creek in India. It took Ayush and I 3 months to get our hands on them, but once we did, we ground them into a fine paste that has just the optimal amount of manganese your body needs. It's also efficient in wound healing, so you can say goodbye forever to the nasty pus-filled blisters you had on your hands and feet. The last blow to the bad fungus is delivered by the potassium. As a very strong drying agent, it will practically evaporate the last living fungus. Step 4. Deport the dead fungus out of your body. Once the bad fungus has been killed off, you need to flush it out of your body. For that, you have the powerful horsetail. It's been used for centuries by Indian people for its skin healing and diuretic properties. And when paired with saw palmetto, this mix will have you practically pee out the dead fungus from your body in a matter of hours. Step 5. Bulletproof your wall against future infections. Barley grass will make sure nothing will ever try to conquer your body again. This holistic food helps regulate the acidic base of your body, so you won't have to worry about fungal infections anymore. This process is continued with a mix of vitamin A, PABA, and calcium. They build immunity against fungus mutations and train your immune system to detect and destroy any threats before they get the chance to attack you. That seasonal flu that was always bothering you, you can also say goodbye to that forever. This process is completed by the strong proteins in Acalypha indica, man's oldest fungicide. This green leaf will make sure the bad smell or the yellow cracking nails will never return. And last but not least, step 6. Turn back the clock on your nails and skin and hair. Fungus infections usually affect the hair and skin too, so you'll also want them to be healthy again. For that, Ayush enriched this mix with folate, a substance that increases the production of collagen, resulting in finer and younger looking skin. Along with vitamin B12, it helps restore the natural and healthy shine of the skin and hair. Goodbye dark spots, and goodbye annoying dandruff forever. This process is completed with vitamin B5 and faux tie that support hair thickness and healthy looking skin. After adding the last touches, I was the first one to try out the formula. I just had to take 1 tablespoon every day with a glass of water, which was really easy. In the first days, nothing really happened. Sure, my feet itched a bit less, but my remaining natural nails were still yellow, and my skin was still full of painful blisters. But I had faith, and I continued to take this mix once a day. But at the end of the first week, something clearly changed. My feet were definitely not itching anymore, and I could already see some of my nails beginning to grow back. The following weeks, it was like one miracle after another. First, all my nails had grown back, pink and healthy. Then, the foul-smelling skin that was constantly falling off my toes was completely gone. My feet looked healthy again for the first time in decades. Moreover, my stomach cramps were gone, I didn't feel bloated anymore, and my scalp showed no traces of dandruff. Like it was never even there to begin with. And did I even mention how shiny my hair looked? It was a miracle. But after seeing how great this worked, I felt revolted by how many innocent people were made to think that the vinegar soaking and pill swallowing were real solutions. So knowing all I had to go through to get here, I wanted to offer a real solution to everyone struggling with foot fungus. But first, I needed to make sure it worked on other people as well. Everyone is different, and I didn't want to become just another snake oil peddler promising you excellent results. So Ayush and I began posting on different forums and fungus support groups, looking for volunteers who would be willing to test out our formula. The response was overwhelming, but we only had resources for 250 people. They each received a daily report form to follow their progress. So we waited for them to come back, and the results exceeded even our wildest expectations. Even after a few days, we were getting call after call from the volunteers, claiming their nails had never looked better. They felt in control again. They didn't have to wear thick socks anymore or hide from their loved ones. Even those who dealt with severe cases of jock itch or ringworm could already see huge improvements. When it was time for us to collect the final results, we were left in shock. Not a single person has reported itching, bad smell, or pains. Some of the men even told us they were happy they didn't have to make love with socks on anymore, while the women were so excited to go shopping for high-heeled sandals again. One thing was for sure, all of them looked and felt at least 10 years younger. So many of their friends and colleagues were asking, what was their skin and hair secret. And all they had to do was take this hassle-free natural mix. Where expensive creams, pills, antibiotics, and big pharma medicines have failed, I have managed to give simple people a new hope and a new life. It was finally time to make this discovery accessible to as many people as possible. After all, this formula was a work of art. Highly absorbable, pure and powerful enough to fight the bad fungus and restore balance in your gut's natural microbiome. More importantly, this mix met all of our conditions. It's an amazing formula that frees your body from the bad fungus rain while helping you build a better and stronger wall that will hold up no matter what you eat, what you drink, or what you step on. As long as you keep taking this mix, you're completely safe from any other possible fungus infections while practically canceling the antifungal resistance you developed over the years. But don't worry. That doesn't mean you'll have to take this for the rest of your life. Depending on how bad your infection is, you might only need just a couple more bottles to make sure you're 100% protected for life. However, we still needed to find a way to get this into the hands of honest, hardworking Americans. If we were to produce this ourselves, we'd have to spend weeks trying to source all the ingredients and thousands of dollars to buy them. Then, a couple more weeks to carefully measure, combine, and extract all the active elements needed to rebalance the gut's microbiome with surgeon-like precision. And in the end, we'd only have a small batch of pills that would last 10 people for about a week. We needed a much better plan. So we searched far and wide for a place that would help us and even asked our former volunteers to ask around. Finally, after weeks of searching, we found the only manufacturing facility in the nation that was willing to stand up to Big Pharma and produce this for us. It was a state-of-the-art facility in Arizona that would mass produce our supplement while meeting our precise requirements. Pure and active, the plants needed to be sourced from local growers that let them naturally reach their full maturity and use no herbicides, while the good bacteria needed to be alive and kicking. 100% effective, prepared the right way and in the right amount in order to keep their properties intact. Safely processed, under strict sterile standards with regularly disinfected equipments. You wouldn't believe how many counterfeits there are on the market. In fact, 97% of the natural ingredients on the market are either fake or are filled with pesticides. Since this unique blend was 100% natural, we didn't even have to wait for the FDA to approve it. So we called it Mycosyn Pro, your only real chance of getting rid of fungus for good. We've sourced the purest, highest quality 28 ingredients and put the exact quantities into a pure supplement that combines vitamins with natural extracts from rare Indian herbs. Every single natural pill is manufactured in the USA in our FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility under sterile, strict, and precise standards. We are regularly disinfecting the equipment used to process the ingredients and package our bottles. Mycosyn Pro does not contain any dangerous stimulants or toxins, and it's not habit-forming. And while getting rid of the bad fungus is as easy as apple pie with Mycosyn Pro, this formula is so powerful that it can do what nothing else on the market can, because it does not only target every single piece of bad fungus in your body and destroys it, clearing your gut of toxic spores and rebalancing the natural microbiome, it rebuilds your body's natural wall that protects you from future infections, the gut lining. While getting rid of the bad smell, the terrible itching, and constant anxiety that come with a fungus infection, without you needing to pay a single penny on treatments that barely have any effect. 45,600 people, and counting, have already flushed out the fungus from their bodies. People like Josh Peterson from Calabasas, California, who wrote to me and said, "I never imagined that my fungus infection was so bad. I mean, my nails were looking all right. I just had some flaky skin on my feet and toes, which I thought was normal because of the socks or something. But I had constant gas and was feeling bloated all the time. I just knew it wasn't my diet because I'm a vegetarian. That was just the fungus attacking my stomach. After finding your remedy, not only did my digestion get better in no time, but the flaky skin on my feet is now smooth and shiny. Thank you so much." Or Jane Masters from Jacksonville, Florida, who said, "Oh my God, Michael, I stumbled upon your website by pure accident. And I'm so glad I did. My toenails looked all kinds of terrible. One was green, one was black, one was yellow. You get the point. And they were so thick I couldn't even clip them properly. I hated the sight of them, and I'm so happy that I got rid of that so easily. I absolutely hated the creams my doctors recommended, so I figured there had to be some other way. And you gave me the answer. Thank you so very much. Or even Bradley Lane from Stillwater, Oklahoma, who emailed me to say, my father lives with me now, and he had pretty bad fungus on all his toes. I feel bad for saying this, but the stench of his feet was absolutely disgusting. I did anything I could to not hang out in the same room as him. So I ordered 6 bottles for him, hoping it would get better, since nothing else worked. He's only been using it for 1 week, but you can definitely smell, or rather not, the difference. He says his feet also feel fresher, and I even noticed that his nails started getting back their pink color. Thank you, Michael. This has been so helpful. All you have to do in order to experience the same amazing results is to start using this convenient and easily absorbable supplement as soon as possible. It's much simpler than you think, and you can get access to everything in the next 90 seconds. Now, knowing all of this, it's obvious why Mycosyn Pro is your only real chance of living a fungus-free life. Nothing else out there was proven to work long-term. Instead, Mycosyn Pro is a completely natural and 100% effective way of destroying the bad fungus and making sure it never comes back. Of course, you can put your hopes in the pills your doctors recommend and feel like puking 24/7, or slather your feet in more poisonous creams that don't even work and destroy your skin in the process. Or you can just go ahead and have your nails filed down to the flesh, only to walk around on needles every day and always be anxious about snagging your nail or hitting your now exposed toes on every piece of furniture. I mean, if you thought hitting your pinky against the bed was bad, just wait until you do that without a nail. But as you've seen, these options are almost useless. And the fungal infection will almost likely come back unless you continue spending hundreds, if not thousands of dollars for upkeeping, since the real root cause is not solved. Listen, if your doctor is truly honest, they will tell you that very few people actually managed to get rid of their fungus with the available solutions, and even then, the results are temporary. Unlike Mycosyn Pro that can get the job done while offering you flawless skin and thick, shiny hair. Now, if you're ready to say yes to the big change, you need to ask yourself, how much is it worth to you to be in full control of your life? No more anxiety, no more terrible itchiness, and all your friends and family amazed at how good you look and feel. Just take a second. Imagine how much that'd be worth. $100,000? $10,000? $5,000? Considering all the effort we've put into Mycosyn Pro with testing and research, we initially thought of selling a 30-day supply at $997. And even though the test group suggested $597, seeing as they were new people now, while our suppliers would have asked for $397 just for the incredible quality of the ingredients, and even though many of the 45,600 of the people who got to experience Mycosyn Pro for themselves said they'd gladly pay triple as it changed their lives, this isn't about money for me. I'll never forget the shame and humiliation I felt when that beautiful woman puked right in front of me, essentially ruining my best friend's wedding day. The horrible pain I felt when the doctor was filing my nails down to the flesh, and the intense burning I felt when he dropped acid on my raw toes. Nor will I forget how crappy it felt to be left out of every social circle and having to listen to inside jokes my friends and colleagues had that I couldn't understand. I never want anyone to feel as humiliated, as anxious, and as helpless as I did. That's why I'll never ask for $997 or $397 or half of that. I just want to cover the cost of ingredients and keep this website up for as long as I can. Even though I'll have to start charging $99 for a bottle of Mycosyn Pro soon, and just one bottle is surely more efficient than a visit to the doctor. For as long as this website stays online, which may not be that long given how the bigwig pharma lawyers have already started to threaten me, you can get your 30-day supply of Mycosyn Pro for a one-time risk-free investment of just $69. That's right, just $69. And that's not all. If you order the 3 or 6 months package, you'll get an even bigger discount. Here's why. Ayush and I have seen the effects of Mycosyn Pro on many patients and ran thousands of tests. In 98% of the cases, the fungus infection had already breached the stomach, wreaking havoc among the good bacteria and further spreading to other organs. Remember, the yellow nails, the bad smell, and the itching are signs that the bad fungus has already claimed your stomach and has moved on to devour your skin. That's why, as a rule of thumb, after seeing the positive results of more than 45,600 people, we recommend you take, at the very least, 3 bottles. Especially since it could take more than 70 days to just deal with the damage the fungus has done on your stomach lining. Plus, 3 bottles bulletproof your entire system against future fungus infections, teaching it how to override any mutations by empowering the good fungus bacteria in your gut. Or, if you want to enjoy flawless nails and turn back the clock on your skin and hair while enjoying a better digestion and never have to worry about the fungus coming back again, 6 bottles of Mycosyn Pro is all you need. Make no mistake, every extra bottle of Mycosyn Pro will bring you nothing but extra benefits. Of course, that doesn't happen overnight, and anyone who is telling you that you'll get permanent results instantly is simply lying to you. That's why we recommend you invest in more bottles today. You deserve it. Your health is the most precious thing you own. Besides, there's one more crucial thing you need to know. Missing just one day of Mycosyn Pro might compromise weeks or even months of progress. I mean, just take a second to imagine how your life will be when you're finally free from the constant shame and embarrassment brought by fungus. Imagine how good you'll feel when you will finally dig your toes in the sand, take showers with your loved one, or join your friends at a pool party. Starting tomorrow, you'll be able to go shopping for sandals or get as many pedicures as you want because your nails will always look flawless. No one will judge you anymore. No one will avoid inviting you over, and instead, they'll all be jealous of your perfect nails, skin, and hair. But if you hit the stop button on the powerful benefits of Mycosyn Pro for just one day, all of that will become just a dream. It might take weeks or even months to regain what a day off ruined. So don't risk running out of Mycosyn Pro. Please take into account that Mycosyn Pro is becoming popular even in Europe, and that puts a strain on production as well. And once it will be sold out, it will take us 6 to 9 months to produce a new batch, as we're willing to accept only the purest ingredients. That's why we don't usually have Mycosyn Pro available to other people. But because I really want you to become the best version of yourself, we decided to keep this open to the public for a bit longer. Of course, we're committed to helping you in any way we can, and that's why we're offering you a batch of 3 or 6 bottles at a huge discount. Plus, with every order you make today, you also get free shipping on us. How does that sound? Take a look below. Once you order, you'll be taken to a secure checkout page. Just fill in your payment details using a credit card, debit card, or PayPal. Immediately after you fill in your information and confirm your order, your bottles of Mycosyn Pro will be shipped for free right to your doorstep. If you order the 3 bottles or 6 bottles package, which we recommend, as we estimate we'll run out of stocks anytime soon, you also take advantage of a huge discount. Just click below to select your package. Your order today is a one-time payment with no subscription or hidden charges. All you need to keep in mind is that Mycosyn Pro can be found only on this page and is not available for purchase anywhere else. This is your only chance to grab this exclusive formula. Once again, Mycosyn Pro is selling very fast, and once it will be sold out, it will take us 6 to 9 months to restock on the rare ingredients and produce another batch. Plus, remember that missing one day of Mycosyn Pro can compromise a full month of progress. So if I were to give you just one piece of advice, this would be, don't risk running out of Mycosyn Pro. Listen, by 2027, it's estimated that the antifungal products market will reach $13.17 billion. That's more money than one can count or even imagine. No wonder big pharma companies have been mercilessly hunting down anyone who dares to make public a natural, easy, alternative solution to their overpriced, useless pills that don't even address the root cause. They can smell where money is coming from. I am getting threats almost every day. After all I've been through, risking my safety is not something that I can do for a long time, as you can imagine. Please make your choice today while this site is still up. If you're skeptical, we totally understand. You've tried a lot of methods. You've spent a lot of money, went through so much pain, and nothing worked. I am so confident that Mycosyn Pro works that I'm going to give you our ironclad 60-day money-back guarantee. If you don't experience any dramatic improvements or you're not content for any reason whatsoever, we will issue a full refund. No questions asked. All you need to do is contact us within the first 60 days from your purchase. It doesn't matter if you used up the entire bottle, we will still give you your money back. This means you have 2 whole months to decide if Mycosyn Pro is for you or not. No hidden fees or subscriptions, just a safe and secure, one-time, simple payment. Choose the package you want below. Listen, when you think about it, you really have only 3 choices ahead of you right now. Option 1, stop following this presentation and leave this page. Do nothing. Keep going the way you are now, with the bad fungus slowly but surely conquering every part of your body. Keep being frustrated that nothing works, and you have to live with the fungal infection for the following months, maybe even years or decades. It's not going to be pleasant. Option 2, go to your doctor or specialist and try the conventional treatments. But please don't take medications because they'll really destroy you from the inside. Try the topical creams or even spend $500 for a laser session or surgery. You'll find that while it may work in the short run, when you stop doing them, the fungus will come back because the root cause was not dealt with. Option 3, risk nothing at all today. Grab the 3 or 6 bottle Mycosyn Pro package right now, and you'll be surprised at how effective it is. Click below to make your choice. Enter your payment details and place the order now. We'll immediately ship your bottles straight to your house. I hope to hear your success story soon. To your health, Michael Davis. Still here? Let me answer some of the most common questions you might have about Mycosyn Pro. Question 1, how does the Mycosyn Pro work? Can you explain it again? Sure thing. There's good and bad fungus in your body. The bad fungus mutates so quickly that your body can't keep up. Once you properly fortify your body's natural walls to keep up with and override harmful mutations, it will flush out the bad fungus by itself. That's why Mycosyn Pro is so effective. It fights the infection at the source, from the inside out. Question 2, can I take Mycosyn Pro even if I have allergies or if I currently use other supplements? Sure you can. We have made sure that this amazing antifungal weapon has no damaging effect on people who have various allergies, as the quantities of the ingredients inside are selected to be below the allergy triggering levels. Also, Mycosyn Pro does not interfere with other supplements, as it targets exactly only the fungus-related problems in your body. For more details, please check the disclaimer link at the bottom of this page. Question 3, why haven't I heard of this remedy before? Well, as I explained during the presentation, the antifungal industry is thought to reach $13 billion by 2027 because patients spend on average $1,800 a year on antifungal medications. But what they're unaware of is that they literally spend millions and millions of dollars each year to ensure that academic medicine focuses only on the drugs that make them money and not on the drugs that will actually help them get better. Question 4, who is this program for? This program is for anyone suffering from a fungal infection, be it a nail, skin, or even internal like Candida. This program is also diabetic friendly. It has 0 negative implications on any other supplement that you may be taking right now and 0 dietary restrictions. but 100% fast results. Question 5. How long does it really take to get results? Once you start taking Mycosyn Pro, the battle against fungus is half won. The internal results are undeniable, while the external results will begin to show in no time. Question 6. How do I get Mycosyn Pro? This one is easy. Simply choose your package by clicking on one of the options below and try out the supplement for yourself for 60 days with absolutely no risk. If you are unhappy for any reason, you'll be given a prompt refund. But that being said, I am supremely confident you won't be asking for a refund because this program has been clinically proven to be effective for anyone suffering from a fungal infection, even if they had it for 20 or 30 years. So click below, fill in your payment details, and submit your order. I can't wait to hear about your results.